How's it going, guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. We have a lot to cover right now. I'm going to go over some A plus setups we had in the last week and the prior week. Also, going to go over some news that just came out that's going to significantly impact our week in terms of price action. But let's get straight into it. So, first things first, what is like my main setup? What do most of my trades look like? And then you guys are going to see how that translates to actual trades that we took. So, let's scroll over here. Typically, and so this is obviously going to be like a bearish setting. So we're going to have some type of liquidity. It's either going to be a daily session high, some kind of significant liquidity. It's not going to be just any liquidity. We're typically going to sweep it. We might trade into a higher time frame fair value gap. May or may not. Most of the time we do. And then we're going to see either a fair value gap setup or an inversion fair value gap setup. So I like to switch between the two. Basically, the entire trade is going to be based off the bias, the higher time frame. So in terms of entry, any entry will work with my strategy. The way that I trade, you could use EMAs, trend lines, anything because I know where price is going. I just have to figure out a way to enter, and these are my favorite entries. But let's get straight into it. So first things first, I guess we could just go backwards here. So on Friday, what did we have? What trade did we take? So you'll notice that right here, we have market open. We pop up, create a little fair value gap. But what I like about this is we swept out yesterday's low. So we took out all this sell side. So again, like we mentioned, previous daily low, just like the kind of schematic I showed you guys, we had a daily session high. Right here is a daily low, right? So we swept out the previous daily low. If we go over to the higher time frame, and I believe, oh, it looks like we don't have much right here. That's no worries. It's still going to be a great setup. Going over to the lower time frame, we had this 3-minute fair value gap. I like the way we reacted here. I wanted to kind of see how we built up off of this. And then we created a fair value gap. I entered off of here using longs, obviously. Stop at the low. And then targeting some of these highs. And we obviously had quite a bit of targets hit up here. This is what we refer to as a low resistance liquidity run. Because it's low resistance, we're likely to just run through it. I did take profit about a 2.5 hour right here, just because we slowed down significantly once we hit these highs. But no worries, great trade. Going over to the previous day, this was Thursday, we immediately had a sell-off. What did it look like in terms of the higher time frame? So we swept out a session high right here. Session high. This was London high. And again, like I mentioned, same exact idea. We have either a daily or the session high. We swept out a session high. That's perfect. We came down, had a really nice reaction, but I did not enter right away. I was very patient here. Going down to some of the lower time frames, we had some fair value gaps, and this is the one that I took. Once we had that 1 minute, we had a significant amount of targets down here. Again, like these are referred to as low resistance lows, low resistance liquidity run, whatever you want to call it. Entered simply off of this fair value gap after the reaction. And we caught several hundred points. I believe I took it, let me mark it out right here. I believe I took it all the way down to this low. So this looks like that. Bang, beautiful 4.8 R, sorry. Beautiful trade right there. And what did it look like over here on Wednesday? So not the greatest price action. If we go down to the lower time frame, it's just a straight line up. There is no setup. There is nothing there. So what do I do on these days? I look at gold. I don't trade gold often because it's honestly not as accurate and you're not going to get as much RR. But we had a great trade on here. Let's pop it up right here. And I'll kind of explain prior what's going on gold. So here's gold. We trade down into the hourly right here. Prior to this, we had already swept out a significant amount of session lows, and we don't really have to go any deeper. In terms of our entry, once we have that delivery off the hourly, come up, have an inversion, beautiful entry, and just aim for these highs. Beautiful trade, $1,000. So instead of trading this not great price action on Wednesday on NQ, I just went and traded gold. Why not? And let's continue to go past this. Awesome. So more great price action. Again, we swept out a session low. That's significant. It's going to work very well for us. Had a very nice reaction up here. And there's several different entries right here. I believe this area as a whole, I mean, going down to some of the lower time frames, we have like a smaller inversion right here. Just great price action. Sorry, inversion. So several different entries, and we could aim for this high up here, which is a previous daily high. Price is going to attract to that. Beautiful trade. Going over to, this is Monday of this week. Had a pretty significant sell-off. So initially we come up and we sweep out London high right here, the session high. And then what do we have? We have a larger fair value gap. So when we have a larger fair value gap, a lot of the time what I like to do is I don't like to enter at the very lower sector of it. This is a short, right? So you're going to want a premium short sell-off. So you're going to want to wait until price goes into a premium. You can measure this different ways, but right here is probably the best way. You kind of look at the overall range from the highest session high to the lowest session low right here. Find the upper portion, the 0.5 area, which is right here, and we'll blotch that out in like a white color. So this upper portion is going to be the premium area. And then we even have another inversion right here. So we have several different confluences, different reasons to enter. This is going to be a great entry right here. And we could just target some more of these lows. Again, like you don't have to take a full TP. You catch a big chunk of this move, you're gonna be significantly profitable. Like that's all you really need. So taking out that session high, caught the short off of fair value gap inversion. Like this is, if you guys look at this, what I showed you guys, this diagram, I can't get to it. It repeats over and over where we have a daily session high, we come up, we sweep it out, and then we're gonna have a fair value gap inversion. Like it happens all day, every day. There's no reason not to like catch these beautiful moves. So going over to, this is last week's Friday, swept out this session low. And then in terms of targets, we have so many highs built up in here. So many beautiful highs. So many session highs, London highs. Just, I'm not even gonna label them. You guys see them right here. Like they're perfect. In terms of entries, not as clean price action here, honestly. Like if you're catching the first initial fair value gaps, the start of the run is always going to give you the best entries. Once you get deeper and closer to targets, you're not going to get as great of entries. But you see right here, this still worked out. If you're trading up here, then you're probably going to get smashed. but overall, good price action. You guys could see exactly where and why price is moving. Um, Going over here to Thursday, not the greatest price action, and honestly, this isn't really price action I would trade because we didn't sweep out any significant lows. It's not really that relevant. Going over to Wednesday, beautiful price action again. Let's go on the 1 minute. So we took out London low right here. Not bad. Session low. Have these beautiful highs built up. And I mark out these little trend line things, but we're not trend line traders. We're just looking at trend line liquidity. It's a very good target to have. Inversion. Entry. Beautiful. And I mean, you could take as much profit you want there, right? Like, it's insane. Going over to Tuesday. Just missed out on the Asia high. That's fine because I'll show you guys. Asia high had expansion. It made this very large 15-minute fair value gap. And based off of the overall range, we come into a premium. And we still swept out this London high, right? So we still had the session high. That played a big part. And there's multiple entries right here. Very nice one is this inversion. Mark everything out. Have a nice little inversion right here. If not, I mean, you could get an even better trade up here. Just depends on which one you see more fit for yourself. Bang. All the way down to the lows. That's crazy. So really, really killer price action. That pretty much covers most of the week right here. Most of the past 2 weeks. So what am I focused on now? What can we expect from the rest of the week, which is this upcoming week? We have a ton of war news going on. Now, what does this usually entail? A lot of the time, I mean, I don't know exactly where Nasdaq's going to run. It's likely going to be bearish, but it can run bullishly too. Either way, we're going to get a ton of volatility. Going over to gold, we're going to be running up to all-time highs, most likely. It always happens. Reason why during war times, we're going to hedge, use gold as our other currency. Whereas NASDAQ, it's had a pretty big bullish run and we're due for some of these lows to be hit. So I will be live every single day at 6:45 a.m. PST. I have some exclusive content for you guys. If you go to Telegram, I'm going to be doing breakdowns. I'm going to have some basically signals. I tell you guys where price is going. And I also show you guys my stats, how I'm doing on all of my funded accounts. But if you guys are interested in that, all the links are going to be down below. You want to see me live trade, Telegram, all that will be down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.